Do you have any sports memorabilia? Again, you grew up in Atlanta. I don't know if you're an Atlanta sports fan, if you have anybody from, childhood that you've held on to, anything like that, Jeff?
You know what I actually have, and it's because I'm doing this new show on A&E
Yes,
called
indeed.
What's It Worth,
That's
where
right.
people collect stuff and all. I was a huge baseball fan. I was there in '69, the night the Braves won the division for the first time and went on to play the amazing Mets and lost to them. But so I have autographed baseballs, and it started with ball players, but then it was like, all right, if I'm hosting an award show, I always had baseballs in my backpack. If I did the Tonight Show or Letterman or whatever, baseball, I may have the most eclectic autographed baseball collection. Like, I have a whole section of just comedians, and I've got Johnny Carson, Letterman, Red Skelton, Carol Burnett, Don Rickles, Milton Berle, Richard Pryor.
Get out.
And then
all on baseballs, Jeff?
All on baseballs. I've got 5 presidents on baseballs. I've got Tiger Woods on a baseball. Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt.
Get out of here.
It's just very eclectic. Elton John, Bob Seger,
All right, so I'll ask you the question of your show, 9 Eastern on A&E. What's it worth, Jeff? Have you figured that out?
You know what's funny? So when we're because I'm filming the show down in my basement, and so one night we're doing it, and one of the appraisers goes, "What's that baseball back on the shelf?" And I got up and walked back there, and one night when the Braves were in the playoffs back in the '90s, I threw out the first pitch. And, you shake hands with the catcher, and they flip you the ball. And the guy said, "Hey, stand over here. They're going to do the national anthem. Then we'll take you back to your seat." So as I'm standing there on the field on the front row, I look over, and President Jimmy Carter is seated right there on the front row. And I'm holding the baseball, and I look over. I said, "Mr. President, would you sign this?" This is great first pitch, Jimmy Carter. And so I went back and got it on the shelf, and I'm like, and the appraiser starts asking me questions about it. Well, the ball was worth $3,500.
Get out of here.
But to me, and I learned during the show, I said, well, there's 2 values. There's what's it worth to somebody else,
yes,
and what's it worth to you.
Of course.
And I'm like, well, no, that was just a cool moment. I wouldn't, I guess I would if I was starving, but I wouldn't sell it, so. So to me, almost every one of them I got in person, and so it's like a little snapshot of that moment.
I hear you, Jeff, but to say that this is personally authenticated by Jeff Foxworthy to get a baseball as a collection of people that you've just named, I know it's priceless to you. It's got to be close to priceless in terms of just reality, right? I mean, that's.
I don't imagine there's a lot of Johnny Carson autographed baseballs out there.
Like where? I don't know. I don't know. Like maybe if somebody sat behind him at Dodger Stadium and they caught like a liner off the bat of Steve Yeager or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Steve Yeager, boy, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm trying to time it. I'm trying to time it properly.
Right?
Or Buckner to go, Dodgers, obviously, from back in the day with one of the most famous home runs of all time is Henry Aaron hit. That was Buckner trying to climb the fence to bring the famed Henry Aaron baseball back at the old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium.
And who gave up remember who gave it up?
Al Dowling of the Dodgers.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at us talking ball like this, Jeff Foxworthy.
I loved ball. Yeah, Felix Mion. Used to love Felix Mion as a second baseman.
Oh, yeah. I think he choked up on the bat holding it by the trademark. That's how much he choked up on.
He held it about halfway up. He went up there knowing he was never going to hit a double. So it's like, let me get my little single, and then I'll be happy.
I remember him, man. Oh, my gosh. Jeff Foxworthy here on the Rich Eisen Show. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.